Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I am going to talk about where I believe LeBron James is going to go in this 2018 NBA offseason. And many people will pontificate and speculate as far as where LeBron James' destination is going to be in 2018. I think it's safe to say he is likely leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe he will be going elsewhere. I'm going to come right out and say where I think he's going to go. I think it's going to be the Houston Rockets. I think, when you look at this, some people speculate that he's going to go to the Boston Celtics, but I think that situation could be somewhat adversarial because Kyrie Irving is there. And my understanding is, Kyrie Irving left Boston, I think, because he wanted to be a dominant player on the team he went to. One could argue and say, well, maybe he didn't get along with LeBron James in Cleveland and they had to separate. And people will also say, well, why couldn't LeBron James have done more to keep Kyrie Irving there? Well, that really, I think, is irrelevant because I think Kyrie Irving was very adamant about really being on his own team, the team that he could be the focal point of the offense and be the dominant player on that team. And I don't really think it would have mattered what LeBron James would have done in terms of trying to coax or cajole Kyrie Irving to staying with him. The thing about him is I think LeBron James is going to go to Houston, I believe, because he could actually have the opportunity to knock off Golden State and Boston because, think about it. Houston this season, they wound up pushing Golden State to 7 games in the Western Conference Finals, and they did that without the services of Chris Paul, I think, for like 2 games. And they could have, I think they could have conquered Golden State if they had Chris Paul healthy for all 7 games. Now, that wasn't meant to be, of course, this season, but if LeBron James were to go to the Houston Rockets next season, they do have a very good opportunity to defeat Golden State in the Western Conference, presumably to be the finals, whether perhaps to be another round, depending on how they're seeded. I think if LeBron James does go to the Houston Rockets next season, I think you're going to be looking at Houston and Golden State being 1-2 in the Western Conference one way or another. I think Houston will actually finish number 1 in the Western Conference. They did it this season, without LeBron James. If they were able to get LeBron James, you're talking about James Harden, LeBron James, Chris Paul. You're going to have a very dynamic team, and I think it could very well be enough to defeat, upend the Golden State Warriors. And the way I look at it is this. Boston this season, they played Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals. And they pushed Cleveland to the brink to 7 games in that series. This season, LeBron James, I think it's it's fairly safe to say he'll be leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers. If that happens, obviously Cleveland's not coming out of the Eastern Conference. I think very well it could be Boston next season with a healthy Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving missed a good part of the latter part of the season in the postseason, and Boston still managed to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, so they could do so. If they have Kyrie Irving healthy next season, which they likely will, I think they very well will come out of the Eastern Conference. If LeBron James does go to the Houston Rockets, they will meet Houston likely in the NBA Finals, and LeBron James will have an opportunity to go up against Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics and likely win that series. So I think the way I look at it, people also will talk about the possibility of LeBron going to the Golden State Warriors, and a lot of people say, "Oh, that'd be blasphemous if he does that." You're going to be on already a super team, and it's going to and as far as the level of competitive balance, it's going to be so distorted, and it's going to be so much in Golden State's favor. Well, that could happen. Nothing would shock me anymore. It seems like the super team is the new thing, this new trend in the NBA right now. But I do believe that LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they lost 3 of the last 4 NBA Finals to Golden State. LeBron James, I'm sure he's looking at it as very monotonous. He would like nothing more than to get the right situation in order to beat Golden State and be able to perhaps beat the Boston Celtics and Kyrie Irving. And I think that would be the perfect scenario right there for that to happen. I do believe he's going to go to the Houston Rockets. Now, some people think that he might be going to the Lakers. I don't think, I mean, I think LeBron James, I mean, he wants, remember when he went to the Miami Heat, he went to a team where he thought he had an opportunity to win immediately in that first season. Of course, Miami did come out of the Eastern Conference only to lose to the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. But I mean, wherever LeBron James goes, at the very least, I'm sure he's going to want to have that strong opportunity to at least come out of that conference and at least get to the NBA Finals. And I think Houston would very well provide that for him, and also in the process be able to go up against Golden State and beat them, and then be able to perhaps beat Boston, assuming they do come out of the Eastern Conference. I mean, it's safe to say in the Eastern Conference, it's either probably going to be Boston, Philadelphia, or Toronto. I wonder if Toronto might take a step back next season. I think that coach might be better than actually a lot of people thought. That the problem was they just kept running into the buzzsaw known as LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I think, I mean, Boston right now, the way they're constructed, to me, what they did last season without the services of Kyrie Irving for a good part of the latter part of the season, they will be good enough, I think, to come out of the Eastern Conference. I think Philadelphia still might be another year or two away. So anyway, people, there you go. And those are my thoughts in terms of what I think as far as LeBron James is going to be in terms of the 2018-2019 NBA season, where I think he's going to wind up. And again, I do think it's going to be with the Houston Rockets. Anyway, people, until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.